What up, Coa Squad? So today we're going to learn how to install react-native-firebase, and it includes a whole variety of modules that we can use, such as like crash analytics, what else? Database systems to store information, Firestore. It includes a whole lot, like push notifications included. So we're going to learn how to utilize that. So, no further ado. Oh yeah, also, this topic that we're going to talk about today is pretty difficult to understand. There might be a lot of questions, so as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section. I promise you, I won't bite. There's no reason to be scared of me, so just put them there. And I say put them in the comment section because somebody else might have the same question, and if I answer to someone else, or if someone else answers it in the comment section, then it helps out the whole community. So let's get it, baby. Y'all. Alright, so first thing we want to do is bring up our best friend Google, do like a React Native Firebase search. Run into remfirebase.io. We're going to do a manual integration. Scroll down, manual integration. So the first thing we want to do is copy this and run npm install -- say React Native Firebase. So you can just Command J, terminal, wait for it to load. There it is. Command paste and run that. I already have it installed, so there's no need for me to double run it. And then also after that, you want to after you run that command, let's go to this command right here, React Native link, React Native Firebase. Copy that command. So after you run that, you have to run React Native link, React Native Firebase, so that everything can link from your node modules in your Visual Code Studio folder to your Xcode iOS and Android folders. Alright, so once we have that installed, we go back to Google and see our next steps. It says to get started with Firebase. So let's go ahead and open up that. You just do like Firebase, Google. Get started. Then we have to add a project. We'll just call it Nilvac Practice. Then accept the agreements, create project. Your new project is ready. Alrighty. iOS, and this is you have to register the app and get your iOS bundle. So what we're going to do is you have the Android assets, so then you have the iOS folder. So right click the iOS folder, type in Revealing Finder, and then it should take you right here to Nilvac Practice or whatever you call your project, .xcode project. Double click it to open it up. I'll bring it over. So it wants us to get our bundle ID, which is right here, bundle identifier. So we copy that bad boy, paste that bad boy right there. Nickname optional, App Store ID optional. We'll worry about that later. Register the app, and we get a Google Service Info plist. We want to download that. And we want to drop it beside our right under our info.plist. And don't worry about selecting copy items if needed. Just drop it in there. And I'm trying to rename this. Okay, there we go. All right, so it has to say Google service-info.plist. It says 6 for me because I've downloaded so many times. But yeah, just if you have a number beside it. Alright, I think we're alright. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out. Alright, so just leave that right there. And then now, what else does it say? Next. Okay, we're not going to worry about pods. We're going to do it manual installation. Alright, so now it says create project. We did that iOS platform. Alright, so it says in our app delegate.m we want to run import firebase.h, so let's copy that. We go to iOS, our folder Novak practice, and then we can go to app delegate.m right here, and it says that it wants us to import firebase.h, and let me see. So it says it wants us to import firebase.h. I'm actually going to not use it like that and do it. I'm gonna put quotations around, and that's because I tried it with the brackets around. It didn't work, so I'm gonna do it with the quotations because that worked for me. If you have an idea why the quotation works and the brackets doesn't work, please let me know in the let us know in the comment section, Code Squad. And it might work for you. If it works for you, let me know also in the comment section. Also, it said that it wants us to run Fire app configure, so that just sets up the configuration. It also said where to put it. It said it's recommended to add the line within the method rc2c2t root view. So it wants it right here, and I'm gonna command save that. And now what else does it want us to do? We have to install the Firebase library. Alright, so to do that, what we have to do is we have to Google something like add Firebase to iOS project. Then click the first one, scroll all the way down, and it says download the framework SDK zip. We want to download that. It, like I said, it's a big file, so it may take some time. And then once it comes up, you want to unzip the folder. I actually already have it downloaded. It probably went to your download folder, so you can just grab it from there. But for me, I put it on my desktop. However, you don't want to keep it on your desktop. What you want to do is right-click this iOS folder, and then reveal in Finder again, and you want to drag and drop the Firebase folder that you just downloaded and put it in the iOS folder. So now it should be iOS Firebase, and it has all these different modules that we can work with in frameworks. So what I'm gonna do is Firebase, just drag it over and drop it in. And just drop it like that. Alright, so now we should have all our frameworks and modules in. And there's a lot of them that we're not going to work with. So for instance, A/B testing, we can delete that. Remove references, don't move it from trash because it's going to delete everything. We just want to remove the reference from Xcode. Add mob, we don't need that. Analytics authentication, we can keep that. Crash, remove that. Dynamic links, we can remove that. Functions, invites, remove that. Messaging, we don't need all this vision. Those sound cool though. Face detection and all that, that's what's up. We're not gonna work with it though. We can keep everything else. Alright, so you might ask, Calvin, why did we just add it all and delete it all? That's because at first I had tried to import them over one by one, but it didn't work for me, so now I just drag the whole Firebase folder over, and then I just delete the ones I do not need. And now what we have to do is, you can actually pull up the README and read it. However, sometimes this README kind of is confusing and it has a couple unnecessary steps. At least I find them to not be helpful. Alright, so now what we can do is it says Objective-C. Add the Objective-C in our where does it say build settings, other linker flags. So we should already have that set up, but just to show you where it is, you can check it right here, build settings. Just go here, other linker flags. See, it already has the negative Objective-C that it wants us to put in. But if yours doesn't, this is where you will put it and just type it like so. We already did the import. So now one thing that we have to do is work with our linkers. So let's go here and type in search. And let's look at our header search paths first. And so this is what whenever we do like React Native link, it puts our it links things through the headers and frameworks right here. So you can see whenever we link the React Native vector icons, it came right here. It also went right here in the folder. React Native vector icons are in Firebase. That's the project that we linked over. And also, the RN Firebase is right here. And also you have to add this one. I've already added this. So if any of your information doesn't look like this, you can press plus, or then just start typing it out, or you can either like copy over and paste it if it's not there. And if you want to delete it, just press minus. Alright, but yeah, how do I delete that? Delete that. Alright, so make sure yours says /Firebase recursive. And what it does is it goes into your Firebase and it grabs it. But make sure your full path is something like it has your main file, your main path, but then it says /ios/Firebase. Last time I had my Firebase folder on my desktop and I couldn't link it over because it didn't say ios/Firebase. So the way to do that is to make sure whenever you add this Firebase, whenever you pick it up and drag it somewhere, make sure you drag it in this iOS and then drop it in the iOS folder. So that way your full path link will have iOS/Firebase. So I know that sounds simple, but when you're like, dude, when you're like trying to find out errors, it's not that simple. You're like, why is this not working? Oh, I didn't have it in the iOS folder. That's crazy. All right, so now we got that working. Also, you want to look at your framework search paths. And yeah, hopefully you already have a lot of this already linked in. So we have the project directory /Firebase. Make sure you put that in so it can go into the Firebase folder. Then you also have to have it linked to all the different modules and frameworks that we're going to use. So Firebase AdMob, Firebase Analytics, Firestore database. We're going to delete some of these because we already removed it from our folder. But I think that's it. What we're gonna do now is run it from our iOS Xcode. So we just come up here, make sure you have the iPhone 6s or it doesn't matter which simulator. Make sure you just have a simulator running. Then you can run it from here. Press start, and I'm gonna be right back and see if we have any errors. Code squad. All right, squad. We actually got 30 errors. Damn, that's a lot. So let's go ahead and look at what they are. If I can find them, where'd they go? Where they at though? Hey, where they at though? They all. How you gonna tell me I got 30 errors but not show me the errors? That's kind of whack. Alright, here they are. Alright, so if you click on them, you can tell that they are a lot of, I know this is kind of hard to look at and read. Alright, it says fire crash log, ad size, dynamic links. So you can see that there are a whole bunch of linking errors, like link, invites. All right, so anyways, what we have to do is basically turn off a couple linkers that we created, that were made. So I think it's under the frameworks one. Yeah, that way. Then we have it says the ones that we deleted, we can cut off those linkers. So we have, where is it at? So here they are. These are the folders. So we don't have AdMob over here in any of these, so we can turn off that linker. So select it, minus it. Analytics, we have that, so keep that. Off, we have that, keep that. Firestore, yes. Messaging, yes. Performance, yes. Remote config, yeah. Storage, yeah. Dynamic links, nah. Crash, nah. Invites, nah. A/B testing, nah. All of this, nah. Alright, so now I think if I run it, I think we'll get one more error. I'm gonna hold command and press B to rebuild this so that I can show you that error. It says it's linking now, so we'll see if we get errors right here. Yeah, linking errors, and it's still 30. Alright, Code Squad, so yeah, the errors are still there, but now what we have to do is scroll down to our libraries folder, then go down to react-native-firebase, react-native-firebase, what we just added, and we need to also, I think it's trying to link here as well. So the ones that we deleted here from removed here from Firebase, have to also remove them from React Native Firebase. So you press delete and you press remove reference. And just to show you for like later preferences or later references, we can show in Finder the RN Firebase, the Xcode project. Go here, and I forgot which one I just deleted, so let's delete another one. Let's do crash, delete. So whenever you press remove references, it doesn't go away. So we just deleted crash, well, removed crash. It's right here. So if you ever want to bring crash back, you can just pick it up and drop it back down into your Xcode project. All right, so we're going to remove add mob. Let's see what happens now. Command build it. We get 10 linking errors. What are those errors? Let's see. Dynamic links. So the dynamic link error. So we have to find the dynamic link. Links, possibly. Alright, so let's try to remove that one and see what happens. Like I said, we can always bring it back. Remove references, links. Command build. Alright, Code Squad, so I have a build succeeded. So I just pressed Command and press B and ran it. So all of our linking errors are now gone. And so we had to remove the linking. The linking that was trying to link up to the, I think it was called linking that we removed. It's should be still here. Links, yeah, it was called links. So I removed that from Xcode and those errors went away. So a quick recap, what we had to do was we had to go to Nilvac practice and make sure all of our frameworks were linked. So if you don't have any of this in here, make sure you type it in and type in non-recursive. And make sure your Firebase folder, make sure you type that in as well. Project directory / Firebase. And make sure your Firebase, it searches for this Firebase file. And make sure that Firebase full path file says iOS / Firebase. And also you want to look at your header search path and make sure that you add the script / Firebase so that it can also search for the Firebase in the header as well. And these words actually say recursive instead of non-recursive. I'm actually not 100% on what that means, but I just put recursive. If you know what it means, let us know down in the comments, baby. And also, if you still got linking errors, we had to remove them from the libraries rn-firebase.xcode project. It'll tell you where those linking errors are, and just remove them from here. And if you ever remove something that you don't want to remove, remember you can just come here, show in Finder, it'll pop up, and then just drag and drop it right back in. So there's no problems. But alright guys, we got a build succeed. So now we have to do one more thing. We have to now run here, type in import. We should be able to type in React. I'm gonna just call it Firebase from React Native Firebase. Now we can add that. So now we have to do is say let's say iOS config, constant iOS config equals an object, and that object is going to hold a client ID. And it's going to hold a couple more things as well. It's going to hold a app ID. It's gonna hold a API key, a database URL, a storage bucket, messaging sender ID, and a project ID. And we actually get these values from our Google Service Info plist. So let's see, we need the client ID. That's actually client ID right here. Damn, that's long as hell. Alright, that's what we put in though. App ID. Yada 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 yada. Where's it at? Where's it at? Google App ID. Come in, copy that bad boy. API key. API key. Copy that bad boy. Database URL. Come in and copy that bad boy. Storage bucket. Storage bucket. You already know. Copy and paste that bad boy. Messaging sender ID. I think it should just say sender ID. Google sender ID. There it is. So this is done because it helps Google find out what project is your project when it's grabbing the information from the database and all the different other modules. Like I said, if it doesn't make sense now, it'll make a whole lot more sense as we keep on progressing. So now we're going to say if does not have firebase.apps.lengths, then we're going to run firebase.initialize app with our iOS configuration, and the project is called nilvac app. I don't think this string right here necessarily has to be anything. Like I think you can just call it yada yada yada, but we're gonna call it nilvac app because that's what we called our project within Google. So basically this command says if Firebase is not initialized yet, that's why we wrote that exclamation mark, then we initialize it. That's how you can read it. And command save that. And now we saw that it built from Xcode, so I'm gonna just kind of double check that by command J, and I'm gonna run it from my Visual Studio Code to see if it runs here as well, so that then we know that we'll be good. React Native run iOS, and as always I'm gonna have to cut this off because I'm recording and my computer is old. It can't do recording and run all this at the same time. So I'll be right back, Code Squad. Alright, Code Squad, so we have a build succeeded and our app came up. So now we can utilize React Native Firebase, and we can utilize all the modules that we kept, such as functions, Firestore, database, and a lot more. So the next thing we're going to do is actually start storing information into the Firestore database. So hope that you all are ready. And also, if you have any comments, man, hit your boy up down in the comment section. The Code Squad family community has you. No worries, baby. All right, one love for a thug. I love you all and hope that you all have a blessed day.